Hello, today we're going to talk about how to improve your e-commerce conversion rate with retargeting ads. I'm dedicating this training to this topic because it's something I see very common among e-commerce store owners, and it allows you to get a really quick win. So let's dive right in. The problem is that your e-commerce cart abandonment rate is too high. So perhaps you're getting online store traffic, but you're not getting sales. So this happens time and time again. And you need to be able to identify why consumers are not completing their purchase, and equally as importantly is how do you get them back into your store to complete the purchase that they're bouncing at the add to cart stage. A solution to this problem is through retargeting ads, which are basically ads that you serve only to those cart abandoners that have left your shop without completing their purchase. Now, I should mention that when I prescribe this as a solution, it's important that your website itself is optimized for conversions. What I mean by that is that you need to make sure your website is fast loading, which definitely impacts conversion rates. Your product photos need to be good and they need to, generate desire for the product. Your actual copy on your landing pages needs to be strong and needs to speak to your customers' pain points in order to properly sell your product. So I'm operating under the assumption that your e-commerce site itself is relatively well optimized, and now you're just looking to grow your business through advertising, and you don't yet have retargeting ads in place. So as you can see on this diagram here, this kind of helps you visualize it. You have your user who lands on your website, perhaps through paid traffic or other sources such as organic, but they leave the website after adding something to the cart without purchasing. And then what you do is on a third-party website or app, such as Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, Pinterest ads, whatever it may be, you can have that user see your ad, which is typically a modified ad from where they originally got to your website, go back into your e-commerce store and hopefully complete that purchase. So why does retargeting boost conversions? Well, basically because it's easier to convert a warm audience or an audience that is aware of your website and has been to your website versus a cold audience, which is an audience that doesn't yet know, like, or trust your brand. According to truelist.co, retargeting reduces cart abandonment by 6.5%. So you can imagine at scale, there can be very material impacts to your bottom line just by having retargeting in place. And that's why I like to cover this early on, because it's a really quick win that you can implement, and it has a high likelihood of generating incremental revenue. So how do you launch your retargeting campaign? I could go into the details of how to execute it, which we will do in our one-on-one work. But for now, I just want to lay the foundation and the framework for how you do it at a high level. So you start by defining your retargeting audience in whatever ad platform you're operating in. In our case, it's usually Facebook ads or Google ads. So in Facebook ads, you would go to Audience Manager, and you can actually say, I want to create an audience of everyone that has added a product to cart but did not purchase. And then Facebook, what they'll do is they'll take that data from their pixel, which is installed on your website, and they can collect all of those people that meet that criteria, and you can serve ads exclusively to them, which is very powerful. And then what you want to do is create custom messaging for each of these retargeting segments. Or if you just have one retargeting audience that you define, for example, all cart abandoners in the past 10 days, then you can just come up with a couple different angles of messages you can show them to hopefully encourage them to come back to your website and complete the purchase that they originally dropped off from. Finally, of course, you'll publish your ad campaign and measure the performance lift. So let's look at a hypothetical example. Let's suppose that you run an online leather wallet store. You sell leather wallets through a Shopify shop. So you would start by defining your retargeting audience. When in doubt, you can usually pick an arbitrary number of days, such as 10 days, and you can take all cart abandoners in those last 10 days. Maybe for you, it's 7 days, maybe it's 30 days. It kind of depends on the nature of your business. It depends on the average order value of your store. But basically, you want to just collect some recent cart abandoners and show a message to them to bring them back. Then you'll create your custom messaging for this audience. So some things that I found very successful in terms of creative angles is sharing social proof. So by this, it could be online reviews from your past customers, whether that's a video, like user-generated content. Video testimonials are super powerful, or even just highlighting written reviews that you can pull from your database. That really goes a long way. Another example might be if you were featured in the media and you have the ability to highlight some of that press. That goes a long way. Next is highlighting, more so features and value propositions. For example, free shipping. Sometimes it's just as simple as saying, come back to our shop, order today, and get free shipping anywhere in Canada. And that can be the difference between getting that customer to come back and purchase or not. Another good angle, and I put it as optional here because I know that some e-commerce operators are pretty passionate about whether or not they want to do discounting at all. But if you're open to providing discounts on your products, then you can look at a coupon code. And if you wanted to be a bit more sophisticated with how you structure your retargeting, you can even do a strategy like the last 10 days, you show your cart abandoners a certain message. For example, share all your social proof and highlight your value propositions. And then if those customers still haven't converted, so cart abandoners from 10 days ago to say 30 days ago, only for that segment of your users, you could show a coupon code, and that might get them back finally to say, you know what, now the price is right, I can complete this purchase. So you can really get as fancy as you'd like with retargeting, but at a basic sense, you just define an audience and prepare a message to show them. Finally, you publish your campaign at the end here and identify your top performing messages to further refine your retargeting strategy. What I mean by this is, let's suppose that your social proof angle, for example, an ad showing a user-generated content, like a video testimonial from one of your customers or an unboxing video from one of your customers. If you find that this does really well for getting customers back in completing a purchase, then you'd want to look at creating more such content like that for your future retargeting ads. So now it's your turn. I just wanted to give a high-level overview of this strategy and how it works and why retargeting is so valuable as an e-commerce operator. So now I encourage you to think about why your visitors might be abandoning their carts. This is part science and part art. If you have some data that you can pull from, that's helpful, whether it's user experience, surveying or things of this nature. Or even just taking a really critical and objective look at your store and saying, is there any information missing? Frequently asked questions or objections that I could present and quash those objections on the website itself, such that when they've added product to cart, they're ready to complete their purchase because they have all the info they need. So think about why your visitors are abandoning their carts. Next, craft ad copy that directly addresses those objections and basically gets them over the fence from those objections holding back the purchase. Finally, launch a pilot retargeting campaign this week. It can be as simple as one audience and one ad in Facebook ads or whatever platform you choose. And just by having this online, you should see some of those customers coming back and completing the purchase. Because we live in a very noisy environment where we're getting a lot of signals from a lot of different advertisers every single day. And sometimes it just takes a few touch points from an advertiser for us to know, like, and trust their brand, but also to get that particular message that's required for us to complete that purchase. And everyone's unique in that process. So that's your homework for this week. And when we work one-on-one together, I can give you some more insights as to how to best structure and execute this campaign in practice. So thanks. And if you have any questions for me, you know where to reach me. My email is dylan@drawbridgegrowth.com, and I'll be in touch with you soon. Okay. Thanks for watching this video. Chat soon. Bye-bye.